I want to go through some stuff that I noticed on the Supergrade, just from handling it, cleaning it, and stuff like that. Which is kind of nice. Also, Wilson Combat gives you these. I mean, for that amount of money, yeah, I know. Give you these silicone cleaning cloths, which are really nice for cleaning. Let me go ahead and show you the gun's empty, and then we'll get into the review here. I do have a snap cap on it, so I'm going to pull this back because I don't like the resistance of the slide when I pull it back. And it will eject my snap cap, and there it is. And I'll get into a reason why I keep snap cap in there in a minute. The gun itself is unloaded, and as you can see, this is an 8-round Wilson Combat magazine. They give you 7 of these magazines, 1 in the gun and 6 in your pouch. So you get 7 in the pouch. The pouch holds, see, with the gun, actually they give you 6 total, but the pouch will hold, you know, a lot more than that. But they give you 1, 2, 3, 6 total. 5 and 1 in the magazine, 1 in the gun. Let me go ahead and start a few things on a few features of it. Number 1, if you buy a Wilson Combat, and I know this is kind of redundant, but this is more like a in-depth review rather than some of the other ones, which are maybe a little shorter. And I don't know how my color turned out in my other videos too. I don't think it was good. I get this camera changes sometimes. Let's go ahead and start the wait times on the Wilson Combat. The wait times on Wilson Combats are anywhere from 8 months to 5 years, depending on what gun you buy. And the reason it is, Wilson Combat has 60 employees. It's a custom shop. They build other guns by hand, and they don't produce as many guns as you think every year. The guns they do produce are done by hand, so they take a long time to build. When you get into a Supergrade, it takes even longer because of the limited amount of gunsmiths they have to work on. There's only so many. I think there's a handful of gunsmiths to work on the Supergrades. So there's 60 employees building, and they build, you know, not a lot, but they build quite a few custom guns, and they're all custom guns. So they're not like cookie cutters spit out the door. I think Kimber probably produces, you know, 5,000, 10,000 guns a year, and some of the other companies produce quite a few guns a year. So, and it's more mass production. When you have less people working, and you have a lot of those people working on custom guns, you put out less, and it takes a lot longer. So, you know, that's the big reason. And if you look at a Supergrade, or if you look at a Wilson Combat, and I can only say, well, a Supergrade because I don't own anything but a Supergrade. And that brings to the name of the gun, Supergrade. Okay. The Supergrade, this is a 1911. It's a Wilson Combat. It's a manufactured date of April 2015 of this year. So it's only about a month old, a few weeks new. It's a baby, Wilson Combat, and it is the Wilson Combat, has a long name, Wilson Combat Professional Tactical Supergrade. Professional meaning it's a full-size frame with a 4-inch barrel, like a compact type slide. What this allows for is, number 1, an 8-round magazine. Also, for the grip in your hand, you can grip it a lot better. You can hold it a lot better. Also, your Wilson Combats, if you look in here at the feed ramp and the barrel, come already polished and chamfered in there. Chamfered around the side allows for hollow points and other type of bullets. Also, a flare ejection port. That's an added. You know, these are just subtle things in guns. They make their own sights. Get a piece of dust in there, clean it. They make their own sights. If you can see, the bluing on this is phenomenal. There's no worn down spots or anything. This particular one has the gold dot with the standard tactical rear sights, if you see that. Also, while we're on the back of it, there's serrations on the rear slide, as you can see that. Also, if you look here, the firing pin's polished. See that? how shiny that is. This has not really been fired. It's already polished in there, and I haven't even taken it apart, and I probably won't. And this is like a checkered serration, not a line serration. Also, it has your ambidextrous slide safeties. It has your grip safety. It has more serrations here, and checkering, serrations and checkering there. It has an extended mag well, as you can see that there. Made it perfectly. It's smooth. You can't feel any bumps. It's perfect. Your fancier wooden grips with the silver medallions, Wilson Combat medallions. Serrated magazine release. You have a long pull trigger. There's a long, a short, and a standard. It has a fluted, angled, like a funnel type barrel, with inside is crowned up in there at a 45-degree angle. You have a one-piece guide rod that you take out by putting a little pin in there, and that you slide forward. Now let's go ahead and put a bullet in there, or put the dummy round in there, and bring the slide forward. I use dummy rounds. You should always use a dummy round and a 1911, period. I have a video already where I talked about on there what it can do to it, but I'll reiterate what I was saying. Anyway, I read somewhere that could do some damage, so this is the way I do it. Okay, so, and boy, that slide goes like a piece of glass back. Okay, and on top of this has the serrations on the top of the slide. You can see it's fluted there too. Just an overall great gun, and look at the fit on that. It is precise. They do some additional chamfering around here, heavy chamfer. So overall, you know, I give it like a 100%. But you know, when I looked at these sites, you can see they got their own name on them. They don't use the Trigicon or anything. They're not using third-party sites. I like it. I like when they use their own sites. They manufacture their own sites, or if somebody manufactures them, they put the name on them there. They're not Trigicons. I would rather have my own sites on a gun. So it's pretty much a custom shop. All this is just very clean cut. It's almost like a razor. When you put your hand in here, I feel like it's so sharp. Just, you know, everything is just so smooth and nice on the gun. Overall quality is just great. But is it worth it? Yeah, I would say so. I wouldn't mind having a like a 9mm. I wouldn't mind getting a 9mm, which would be cool, because the 9mm actually would match this. But well, you know, for the price you pay, depending on, you know, how many options you get on them, they're all the way up to $8,000 for these guns. I've got actually 9 options on it. Then I have this stainless steel finish on it also. Then I have the gold dot. That's a little extra money for that too, and you know, the carry cuts and everything. So it was not a cheap gun. And I have some Crimson Trace grips coming from that with some different kind of screws, and that'll look pretty neat once I get those on there. But thanks for tuning in, and this is just my few day review with a little bit better lighting of what I feel about the gun now after having it. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think it was worth every penny of what I paid for it, and it was worth me getting rid of a few guns that are not going to have as much value as this. And when I get another one, you're damn straight I would love to get a 9mm exactly in the same, but that would require me getting rid of one of my 1911s, and